As many of you know, it seems the World of Tanks Blitz skill is quickly draining from the player base. Not only is the comp scene getting less and less popular to a point where Wargaming is having to increase the prize pools to keep people playing, but as well, just the average player base is absolutely falling apart. Earlier today, I did a ratings stream where I was trying to get ratings coins so that I could pick up the Lorraine Fearless, which is currently in the store. And I need about 11,000 more or 10,000 more of these coins to get my hands on the vehicle. What I find absolutely mind-boggling and insane is that you find people that are 40% win rate that are able to achieve 4,600 in ratings. Platinum League is supposed to be the top echelon of players right there next to Diamond. If you see somebody in Platinum, it's supposed to resonate that they're decent at the game. But nowadays, I mean, the average 50%er is getting in the Platinum League, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if you're a 50% player and you're getting Platinum, then good for you. But in my opinion, the ranking system should be a lot more challenging. If you're seeing people in Platinum to Diamond, it should be resembling that they are a pretty good player and you can trust them. But honestly, after the 2 hours of ratings I played, the higher I went up in ranking, honestly, the teams didn't get any better whatsoever. I had a game where there was a 45% player with 5,200 ranking, and I don't even know what to say. I mean, I don't have a problem with people, as I said, not being good at the game. They can play ratings, they can do whatever. I don't have a problem with that. People are free to choose what they want to do with their time. I think it's insane that a low-level win rate player is able to achieve such a high ranking in what is supposed to be a skill-based game mode. I just find it rather ironic that I go into ranked battles to try and escape the madness of pubs and have a little bit of fun, and in reality, it's just as bad. Honestly, some of the ranked games I had felt a lot worse than the average teams you get when it comes to this game. This battle here is really going to illustrate just the severe gap in skill that is more and more common lately. So we got a full health 113 GFT, and we have a one-shot Vickers Light and a Patton, which is very easy to clear. E100 kills the Vickers, so all our 113 has to do is not that. All he has to do is just bonk the M48. And what does he do? Well, he puts his tank in the water, which is the slowest terrain in the game. It is soft terrain, and gets flanked by a Patton. So he has turned his 2,000 HP tank destroyer into zero within about 30 seconds. And then it gets worse. Our E100 jumps down. Now, the E100 has a very easy job. All he has to do is penetrate 2 shots, and he wins this engagement. 2 easy shells. All right. Well, he pens the first shell on the M48 Patton, right? So now it's a 1 versus 1. The Patton versus the E100. All right, Patton bounces the shell. It's looking better for the E100. We're at almost 800 on base cap, and all the Patton has to do is make 1 misplay, and the E100 is going to kill him. Pretty solid, right? Well, let's keep on watching. E100 is going to drive up the hill, and the Patton's going to go a little bit wide. Alright, well, the E100 has a slight poke on his turret, and he shoots and bounces the shell. Now the Patton has decided he's going to play rather aggressive and try and pen the E100. Is he going to pen him? No, he's not. I do find it rather funny that mediums, even with calibrated, struggle to pen the E100. So the E100 is going to drive up. There you go. He does get penned in the roof. He misses the Patton again. So at this point, the Patton just has to pen 2 shells on average to kill the E100. Alright, low rolls the first shot, but now the E100 is quite low, only sitting at 400 health. If he messes up this shot, it could be game over. Fires an HE and does 100 damage because he hits the mantlet. So now it is a 400 health E100 versus a Patton. The Patton bounces his side with the first shell. Base cap is up to 960. All the E100 has to do is kill him. What does he do? I can't. The Patton bounces the shot, and we win on base cap, and then the Patton proceeds to kill him. What was this game? What did I just witness, bro? I can't. We did pretty good in this battle. We were able to achieve 4,300 damage, but man, I do not know what I witnessed there. That wasn't enough gameplay for you? Don't worry, we got 2 more battles. This next one we're going to be taking a look at in my BZ-75, I believe to be the worst enemy team ever in World of Tanks Blitz. And I have fought a lot of bad teams. I have played upwards of 90, probably 100,000 battles if you add in both of my accounts. And this enemy team is quite possibly one of the worst I have ever seen. So let's see. Alright, I'm going to make my way towards their spawn. Alright, we see a no camo E75. Oh! It's not just a no camo E75. We see a Hori. We see an Object 752. What am I looking at here, bro? There are 4 tanks, 3 of which are heavies. Oh, sorry. 5 tanks that are in the spawn of this game. What am I looking at? This is not a real tier 10 game. There's also a T-54 that gets spotted there in just a moment. Like, what am I looking at? Sorry, I misclicked off game for a moment, but my brain cannot comprehend this battle. So, of course, it's just a farm fest. They all get spotted, and then they've decided, you know what? That strategy didn't work out too well. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to YOLO. So I'm on flat ground. I get a bounce from the Yag on the side because he misses the shot. Kron bounces me on the front. 752 bounces a heat shell on my vehicle. Bounces a second heat shell. That's 374 mils of pen bouncing off my tank. I don't even know how he bounced, to be honest, because we were fully side on. At this point, we're up to 2,200 damage, and we've blocked 1,900 of the vehicle that has very little hull armor. We're going to aim it on the rear of the E75. Nice 403 pen, and I mean, I don't even know what to say, guys. Like, these are real players. These are tier 10 battles. The most skilled tier in the game. And this is what I'm running up against. We're going to load in a high explosive shell. We're going to pen the rear of the BZ for 700. And the game's over. I mean, my brain seriously cannot comprehend the teams nowadays, and there you go. So at this point, you might be asking me, is it possible to win when you get a team like that? What does it take to win when you get an absolutely dookie team? Well, I think this last replay is going to show just exactly that. How much effort and how many kills, how much damage, how much everything you need to put in just to win a single battle. So, up against us we have a Mouse, a T-125, and a T-57 Heavy for heavies. Pretty strong lineup. They have a Badger, okay, pretty solid vehicle. They got a Foch. They got a lot of dangerous tanks. We spotted the E5 in front of us. I'm going to use this little bit of, I don't know, tent, tarp, whatever it is to cover me. E5 shoots, and we're going to pen him. Now, I want you to remember that the enemy team is not very good. Some people might point out, oh, Driddles is fighting bots again. Yeah, the enemy team's pretty bad. But you have to remember that my team loses to this enemy team. That's the most impressive part. So we get a nice shell into the E5 again. We've already taken 800 HP off his vehicle, and our team's going to bleed him out a little bit more. So the E5 is already down about half of his entire HP. I was hoping I could bonk the Mouse, but not really worth it. That shell's probably not going to pen him. So I'm just going to capture the base really quick, and then I'm going to maneuver my way up towards this E5. He's not really a threat. I was worried about the Badger, but he looked away. So at this point, I'm hoping I can overmatch the E5's track wheel, but unfortunately, that's not the case. After Wargaming gave the E5 PBR, it's become a lot harder to pen. So we got the 57 on our side. We got some nice bounces frontally. And now we're kind of in an awkward situation. The 57 Heavy is in front. I don't want to be bonked by that. We got the Badger off to our rear. But right now the Badger's fighting the Contracaro. However, because the Contracaro full mag dumped, it's only a matter of time before he's going to die. We also got the 57 just pushing us, but we only bled at least 800 because he had already fired the last shell. E5 gets us wedged on his rear. A little annoying, but that's alright. We're going to get one pen into the 57 Heavy. He had a damaged Amarak that entire time, so as of right now, I know for a fact he's not going to out-reload me. Now, you'll notice that our team is getting flanked, which is not good. Base C has been captured, and we're quite down on base cap. We've picked up 1 kill at this point, and in that time, we have lost 3 vehicles on our team. Again, the enemy team's not good. The 57 Heavy played like a doofus. The E5 can't pen my lower plate on flat ground. This is not a challenging battle. But the impressive part is just how oblivious our team is. The E5 does not notice the Badger behind him shooting him. Like, huh? So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to clear the Badger because obviously at this point he's the biggest threat. So we're going to aim in a heat shell, we're going to aim it on his lower plate, and we're going to finish him off. Okay, nice. We're still down on base cap, and currently it's a 2 versus 4. How our team has managed to turn what seemed to me to be a really easy win into a 2 versus 4 is pretty impressive. For some reason, the object YOLOs me, and now we got an E5 versus the mouse. E5 pens the mouse, and right now, if the E5 wants to survive, he needs to face hug the mouse. That is going to be the best situation, but doesn't really matter because he gets shot in the rear by the 62A. We are up to 3,700 damage, and we still have to clear a lot of opponents. The mouse goes AFK for a second. We're able to bonk him. He does obviously move his turret, so he couldn't have been AFK forever. At this point, it's 750 on the base cap against us. We're at 4,000 damage, and we've blocked 1,600. We're going to get a bonk into the enemy T62A. Then we're going to just try and figure out how do we want to deal with him. So I'm going to turn my vehicle sideways so he can't get around us, and we're going to just put on our adrenaline here so we have pretty good DPM. We bonk him one more time, and I know at this point the 62A cannot kill us because of the fact that we obviously feature too much HP. So we're going to finish him off with a standard shell right into the side of the track wheel. Now we're up to 5,000 damage. Don't worry though, look at the base cap. We're at 870. Whoa! Now the E5 is going to backseat drive and yell at me to capture base B. The fun fact is, if I drive in the base B, it still doesn't matter because there's not enough time to get to base C. It's already at 940. So capping the base doesn't even matter. The only way we win this is if I'm able to kill the enemy Foch. I was hoping that maybe it'd be smart if I just stepped into base B while I was reloading, but nah, I'm just going to take the risk. So 990, 995, and we're able to get the clear. That right there is what it takes to win a battle in Tier 10 when you get a bad team. Not only do you need to deal 6,000 damage, not only do you need to worry about the base cap if you're playing on Supremacy. A lot of people always complain, hey, Droodles doesn't cap the base. Well, that game I specifically capped the base right in the beginning, and guess what? Didn't do jack squat. We still almost lost. I had to kill 7 players, and I had to do a 1 versus 3. What the absolute heck? I mean... I can tell you for a fact that if any player did not have as much experience or knowledge about the game as me, or was in a different tank, or just didn't play that battle to the way I did, it guaranteed would have been a loss. And that right there is what it takes to win these games nowadays. I mean, it's insane. If you're not putting in every ounce of effort, it's just absolute chaos. So I don't really know what to say. The teams nowadays they're insane. And sometimes it's a roller coaster of emotions while you're playing Blitz. Do I still enjoy playing this game? Yes. There are moments I hate this game, and there are moments I really enjoy this game. Some of the moments when I enjoy it are when I'm able to get out some crazy wins, put in a lot of effort, and show that skill still is important. And for people that say skill doesn't matter anymore, I do have to disagree with that. I mean, you can see my monthly stats alone are 75% with 3,500 average damage. And you can dispute those stats all day, you can say this, you can say that, but at the end of the day, skill does triumph. If you are a skilled player, you are able to do better than people that aren't. And that's as simple as it gets. There will be people in the comments that complain about RNG. There will be people that complain about the matchmaker screwing them or this or that. But at the end of the day, I deal with the same shenanigans everybody else does. And I'm able to go whatever monthly stats I am. You guys can do the exact same if you put in the effort, you put in the knowledge, and you put in the skill. So, I don't know. I find this game fun, but I also find it incredibly irritating when teams just fall apart instantly, and it really depends on what tank I'm driving. The BZ-75 is a super fragile tank, which completely relies on the team rather than necessarily skill due to the fact it features a derp gun, which isn't too accurate. But if you're playing a vehicle that, you know, like the 113, which can farm and take advantage of these teams, then you'll do a lot better. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.